My HOA started fining me every single day. And at first, I didn't even realize how bad it was going to get. It started with just one letter, nothing unusual, just a standard-looking notice in the mail. It said I had a property violation and needed to correct it. But here's the strange part. It didn't clearly explain what exactly needed to be fixed. It was vague. Just a general statement about non-compliance with community standards. So I looked around my property. Everything seemed fine. The lawn was cut. The driveway was clean. Nothing broken, nothing out of place. I figured maybe it was something minor, something I just wasn't seeing. So I decided to wait a day and look into it more carefully. But the next day, I got another notice. This time it included a fine, $25. Still no clear explanation. Now I'm starting to feel a little confused, so I go back to the original letter, read it again, still nothing specific. No exact rule, no details, just general wording. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should contact them. But before I even had the chance to do that, day 3 came. Another notice, another fine. Now it's $50 total, and I still have no idea what I'm supposed to fix. That's when it started to feel stressful. Not because of the money, but because of the uncertainty. It's hard to fix a problem when you don't even know what the problem is. So I finally called the HOA office. I explained everything calmly. I said, I've received multiple notices, but I don't understand what the violation is. Can you clarify? And the response I got was surprisingly unhelpful. They just repeated the same phrase. Violation of community standards. No details, no explanation. So now I'm in a situation where I'm being fined every day, and no one can tell me why. At that point, I realized I needed to approach this differently. So instead of calling again, I switched to writing. I sent a formal letter. In that letter, I clearly asked for 3 things. First, the exact rule I was supposedly violating. Second, a detailed explanation of the issue. And third, a reasonable deadline to correct it. I kept the tone respectful. No emotion, just facts. Then I waited. But while I was waiting, the fines didn't stop. Day 4, another fine. Day 5, another one. Now it's adding up, and honestly it felt frustrating, because it didn't feel fair. But instead of reacting emotionally, I decided to stay consistent. I documented everything, every letter, every date, every amount. I even took photos of my property, just to have proof of its condition. Then something interesting happened. About a week later, I received a response, but it wasn't what I expected. They didn't explain the violation. They didn't point to any rule. Instead, they invited me to a hearing. At first, I wasn't sure what to expect, but I agreed. When the day came, I went in prepared. I brought all my records, every notice, every photo, every letter. And when they asked me about the violation, I asked them the same question I'd been asking from the beginning. What exactly is the issue, and which rule does it relate to? There was a pause, and for the first time, they didn't have a clear answer. They spoke generally, avoided specifics, and that's when I calmly presented everything I had documented. The dates, the notices, the lack of explanation. And I kept it simple. I wasn't trying to argue. I just wanted clarity. After that meeting, things changed quickly. Within a few days, I received another letter. And this time, it said the fines had been removed. No balance. No further action required. Just like that. And honestly, the whole experience taught me something important. Sometimes, it's not about being aggressive. It's about being clear, organized, and calm. A lot of situations like this continue simply because people don't question them or don't have the information to respond properly. And I understand that. It can feel overwhelming. But once you understand how these things work, it becomes much easier to handle. If you've ever dealt with confusing HOA notices or situations where things just don't make sense, I actually put together a simple guide that explains everything in plain English. It covers what HOAs can do, what they can't do, and how to respond calmly in situations like this. It's in the description if you want to take a look.